evening, this is Sound Like Steve coming to you on the 19th of March, and a very warm welcome to all of you. This is a little story that I found on Hedge, and it talks about the absurdity of Brexit, and it also does a pretty interesting job of explaining exactly what is going on. So for all of you and your entertainment, enjoy. Brexit hits peak absurdity and Bill Blaine explains it all. I have not failed, I have just found another way that doesn't work. For non-British readers who are perhaps unfamiliar with the complexities of the British parliamentary procedure and don't understand the latest confabulings on the Brexit debate, let me try to explain in a concise and clear manner the latest moves in this complex and fascinating game of going absolutely nowhere. We do hope you're enjoying the show and that it doesn't put you off visiting sometime soon. Last night, the Speaker of the House of Commons launched his Quaffle. Quaffle. A quaffle is a ball used in the wizarding game of Quidditch. It is approximately the size of a football, 12 inches in diameter. It is a red, leather-covered ball used as the main object of play, and is the only one out of 3 ball types that is practically immobile. The 3 chasers carry and pass the quaffle to their opponent's goal hoops, where they try to score points by throwing it through one of the 3 rings. Each time it passes through the hoops, the scoring team gains 10 points. Quaffles must be thrown into the goal hoops in order to score. Failing to do so, like carrying through the goal hoop, commits a haversacking foul. Also, the keeper must defend the quaffle from the front of the ring and not the back, a flacking foul, which is allowed under parliamentary rules laid down in 1604, effectively telling Premier Theresa May you can't keep voting on the same motion you already lost. May's lawyer will stutter something about that being a pre-Guy Fawkes rule and therefore out of play till after Easter, and she can still play her community chest card and collect 200 as she passes go. Now, some people might be slightly confused by the use of the quaffle, but it's designed to overcome any thoughts that politics can be reduced to a game of brinkmanship. Therefore, it rules out anyone voting against something impossible last week, then voting for the same thing as possible this week because nothing has changed. Clear? Later today, the Minister for the 17th Century, Jacob Rees-Mogg, will set free his Bludger. Bludger is a round, jet-black ball made of iron and is used in the wizarding sport of Quidditch. It is 10 inches in diameter. There are 2 bludgers used in every match, which are bewitched to fly around and try to knock the players off their brooms. It is the beater's job to protect their teammates from the bludgers and at the same time aim them towards the opposing players. And here is a bludger right here. It's being let loose. Explaining that following the extraordinary precedent established in 1649 and the beheading of Charles I, then it's actually constitutionally required the Speaker to declare Britain will now leave with a no-deal vote. We don't actually have a constitution, but Mr. Mogg will explain that if we did, it would probably say something like that. Unfortunately, under the rules established by the Treaty of Rannoch in 1716, setting free a bludger gives a Scot an automatic right to a lightly opposed Jacobite rebellion. Since nobody really wants bludgeoned to death with the blunt claymore anymore, the SNP will be seeking the advice as to giving Jacobite uprisings legal equivalency to a new referendum on independence. At this point, it's entirely possible some band of flag-waving, wandering Remoners will demand that they should also get a second best-of-3 referendum, because if they don't, then it's unfair and will make them cry. The DUP from Northern Ireland will invade Kamchatka via Alaska, which is the only way to win Risk. Later this afternoon, the second house of the UK Parliament, the as yet unconsulted House of Lords, which compromises the people who are there only by dint of great mummy or daddy sucking up to a king, having previously failed as MPs, or simply because they paid a lot of money to political parties. Not bribes, definitely not bribes. Will set free their golden snitch. The golden snitch. This is the golden snitch, and it's the most important ball of the lot. It's very hard to catch because it's so fast and difficult to see. It's a seeker's job to catch it. The golden snitch, often called simply the snitch, is the third and smallest ball used in Quidditch. It is a walnut-sized, gold-coloured sphere with silver wings. It flies around the Quidditch field at high speeds, sometimes pausing and hovering in place. The seeker's goal is to catch the snitch before the other team's seeker, which is worth 150 points. The game can only end when the snitch has been caught or by mutual agreement of the two teams' captains. The latter is very rare, however, as one team would have to lose. The Quidditch rule also stated that only the two teams' seeker has the right to catch or touch the snitch. Any player other than the seeker to do so commits a foul called a snitch nip, to register their upset and complaint that no one is listening to them yet. And they have lots of interesting things to say. The golden snitch, pretty much like the House of Lords, is something of an irrelevance, and I can't quite remember what it's for. Meanwhile, in Europe, Nigel Farage will be taking out the Hungarians for a proper lunch in order to persuade them to say no extension. With classic British understatement, the Solicitor General, Robert Buckland, told the BBC, "Frankly, we could have done without this." I hope that's made it all clear. If not, don't call me. Well, I hope you thought that was as funny, amusing and entertaining as I did. And please, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment below, and in the meantime, we will talk to you very, very soon. You take care now. See ya. Bye.